Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing some Juggalo arts and crafts. This is going to be the first official non-live stream arts and crafts video that I have done. What you see here is a Ryan's World toy. If you go to my live streams and you'll find a live stream that is titled something like Ryan's World meets Juggalos or Juggalo in Ryan's World. And I started to do a live stream on this, but then I got stopped because I needed some materials to continue. He had a kind of bogus eye over here and then a little bit of an eye left. So I just completely sanded that off. I went out and I got me some wiggle eyes, so we'll be putting those on there. We're gonna be painting ICP Juggalo face paint on Mr. Ryan here. Paint his shoes, just redo him up really good, and yeah, figured I would try doing a little video on it instead. Here in a minute, I will turn on some soft melody music, and maybe if you ain't got nothing going on, you'll just watch it for something to do, or background music, or whatever. But we're going to turn this Ryan's World toy. Again, you can YouTube Ryan's World and check him out. He was a kid, and he started doing these games and things, and then made a whole series on him, and now he's got quite a few subscribers. But I found it on the road and just randomly going home from work, and I wanted to turn it into an ICP themed toy that can otherwise go on my Juggalo wall here. Let's see. So it will be going on my family wall eventually with a lot more other stuff. So I'm going to start with taking some sandpaper here and just pretty much going all over it one more time, smoothing down the back, getting this little rough part right on the heels of him. His face is pretty much smoothed down, maybe a little on his hand. I got some molding clay and stuff I can use. We're going to create him some dreadlocks too, so I'm looking forward to doing that. But at any rate, we're just gonna go ahead and start sanding it down. And if you're curious about doing this kind of stuff, you can do the same thing. I mean, just get bored and find a random old toy. Go to the Goodwill or something and find something that you've seen sitting on the shelf for like ever now, and take it home and repurpose it. Put paint on it or draw something on it, and either keep it for yourself or sell it. I have to give a shout out to my buddy Precious. He's the one that encouraged me to do this kind of thing. He has his own little Juggalo arts and crafts channel. And to be honest, I'm not sure how long I'm going to make this video, because like I said, it's my first video that's not a live stream. And I have the ability to do some edits, so we will see. But if you're just curious to see how this turned out or turns out, I reckon you could jump to the end of the video. But like I said, I'm gonna hopefully have some nice little music added in the background playing, and we'll just slow action. Maybe I can speed it up a little and actually fast play and watch it come together. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments what you think of me trying to do a video like this on doing this art. Normally I do them in the live stream because I enjoy the input and the company. We get to hang out and talk about other things while I'm working on projects. But again, I just wanted to try to do this Ryan turns Juggalo in an actual video and see what you guys thought of it. But at any rate, I got him pretty much smoothed down, everything nice and smooth, flattened out. I'm gonna go ahead and I had to get some super glue for my little wiggle eyes, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some eyes on this guy and let them get dry, because I need the placement of the eyes before I can start painting the clown makeup on it. Note to self, get a jar for your little eyes and stuff so you don't have the bag and them just laying around loose. Now this is gonna get real touchy here. Did I mention I'm not a professional? So this is just trying on a whim too. I appreciate everybody that watches this video. Your support truly means a lot to me. Even if you're here hoping that I fail, I still appreciate it. Boy, that wasn't wanting to take like the other side did. Oh, too much. And then I throw the eye completely. That's why you get a bunch. You're bound to lose a few. So, y'all's view, he's looking right at you too. That's pretty good view there. So I'm gonna let that dry for a minute. Alright everybody, so I got his eyes on there. They're all looking wiggly. Got Ryan's world looking like Kyle from South Park, you know what I'm saying? And when I get the face paint on there, it's probably even gonna look more like South Park character versus Ryan's world, but that's okay. So what we're gonna get ready to work on next is maybe his hair. I wanna create him some dreads because I got dreads and it looked like there once was some kind of hair that attached or a hat, but that part wasn't with it when I found it. So it gave me the ability to be able to have a creative expression and try to make my own hair. So I got the sculpting clay model magic stuff. I also have some Sculpey, which is just straight up clay, but I'm gonna try using this stuff first, and we are gonna try to make him some hair slash dreads. And I will show some of that process as well, but first I want gray or silver because I think it'd be different, and I tried to dye my hair that color before locking it up, but they don't have gray, so I gotta go ahead and mix two colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This stuff feels so weird, y'all, but I did have two different, just white and black, and literally just sitting here mixing it, pulling it apart, putting it back together. It has definitely created a gray color for me, and it almost could be black, but you can tell it's definitely gray. Just the black itself was actually a lot darker, so I like how this mixes. And this stuff is supposed to air dry, so once you mold it into the shape and stuff that you want it, you're supposed to let it set Well, it says on the instructions, may take up to overnight, but may take up to 72 hours on larger items. This is going to be a kind of small item, but at any rate, yeah. So what I might do is take the first amount here and just like kind of fill in. We'll have to paint them up first before we add the hatchet there, because it would be in the way. That blue matched up really good. I just selected a random acrylic blue and it just so happens to look like the right blue. It's hard to imagine somebody with a shaky hand trying to do arts and crafts. Alright everybody, so it has been 24 hours, and believe it or not, I've been so anxious to get home and work on this. Now, Ryan's rock or stone ain't completely dry yet, and his hair still has a little bit to go. It said 24 to 72 hours depending on how big the project was, and I had him in my closet just trying to dry, I guess, to stay away from everything else, and it's kind of cooler in there, so maybe that had something to do with it. But at any rate, we're gonna go ahead and paint the white part of his face for the clown makeup. Now, I probably should have done that before I put these eyes on, but as y'all know, I have plenty of wiggle eyes. So if I get paint on the eyes, I can just remove them and put new ones down. But I kind of needed the eyes on there, so I know the placement of where I'm going to put the face paint and stuff like that. So with that being said, we're probably just going to paint some white face paint on him for now. And then I'm not quite sure if I'll carry on with the rest of it or not tonight, or I might let it set out to dry again another day or two, just because I want it correct. So it's gonna be a learning curve. I've not used a lot of acrylic paint, and I don't know how it like acts on certain materials, how it adheses to, I guess is the word. So this might take a couple coats, obviously, to look right. I just wanted to get a basic coat on there. Really, I'm just excited to see it done. At first, I wasn't sure what I was doing or whatever, and not that it started out as a joke, but I really wasn't, like, taking it super serious or applying much thought to it. It was just kind of like, whatever, but now that I see it come along, and I notice people have actually kind of enjoyed my projects. Not a lot, not like a bunch of people, but I've got enough responses and whatnot that it's kind of exciting, and I'm curious to see where it can go. I wish that he was already white. Paint is definitely getting on that eye. Yeah, this acrylic paint does not like this plastic this toy is made from. My guess is those porcelain features They're gonna be a lot easier to do. But we have already committed to Ryan the Juggalo, so one way or another, we're gonna make this work. Yeah, from the camera, that looks horrible. At least looking at it, it looks like it's kind of starting to stick on there. Maybe I should have roughed it up to give the acrylic paint something to stick to better. It's crazy because the paint on the shoe, which I guess is probably even a different material, worked fine. I'm definitely probably gonna have to replace these eyes. But again, it lets me know where I need to keep them though, so it's not a complete waste. So I am getting the paint to apply at least. Slowly but surely. It's almost like forming its own texture over itself. Even though I'm covering these eyes with paint, there's also the chance I can get an alcohol wipe and just wipe them back off. So I've gotten some of this paint on my dreads. I probably should have waited to do that. All these are amateur mistakes that if I shall continue on doing this type of stuff, and if you make it this far in the video, let me know if you think I should, that I need to learn not to do on the next projects. Like, I probably should have waited to do the hair or try to put these props in with it, because it gets in my way of doing the face. And I applaud Precious for being able to do this on his stream live. He's like, oh, it's not a big deal. But I reckon he's been doing it for a minute. I don't have the steadiest hand and whatnot. However, pretty much got him covered in some paint. I'm gonna wipe off his mouth right there a little bit, and I'm gonna let that dry some. Alright everybody, this video has been way longer than what I wanted it to, but Ryan is pretty much done. So I might do some touching up to clear up that paint a little bit, smooth it out a little more. But really, for what I had to work with and the tools I had, because I just had basic brushes, I think he turned out pretty good. Whoop whoop. And I have gotten better tools since, and I plan on getting better tools. So if I had it to do again, I would try to do it a lot better. But if you actually made it to the end of this, thank you so very much. You are awesome. Have a good day.